A recent lawsuit filed against Edison, which claims the electric company power lines started the fire in Eaton. The CEO of Edison International says while they don't know yet what caused the Eaton fire, it is possible that Southern California Edison equipment was involved.
Hey, let's go ahead and hop right on into this. So, hey, you're back with me, Marcus, your host here on Nights and Weekends, the hardest working man on this side of the internet. Hey, so I wanted to jump right in here on California. So as you can see from the opening clip, California isn't like that anymore. And the reason why I'm speaking of, if I can get my camera to, there we go. The reason I'm speaking about California is that I was looking at their high-speed rail. And then I had also heard about all the homelessness, all of the high taxes, all the businesses leaving, all the environmental regulations. So just spent a little bit of time. Go ahead and take a look. But we're going to hop right on into it. We're going to start off with high-speed rail. Then we're going to go to see how many people who actually lived in California who are leaving and add up those numbers. Then just to finish off, we're going to get on to why people are leaving, all the smash and grabs, Prop 47, how they had to repeal it, I believe, with Prop 35 or Prop 37. And essentially, from me on the right side, okay, it's kind of like the yin and the yang. You can't have good without bad. You can't have light without dark, right? But the liberals / progressives / leftists, they will destroy whatever you build, either through grift, through misplaced empathy. Again, like Andrew Schultz, as much as I like him on some things, he was up here, oh, I have empathy. What does that mean if in the end you're letting people essentially be homeless or be vagrants or tear up your society? It's stupid. But we're going to hop right on in here. All right. So here we go. We're going to start with that high-speed rail. This was approved by the voters back in 2008. It was supposed to be 700. It was supposed to be about almost 800 miles of high-speed rail that was supposed to get you from Los Angeles to San Francisco in 2 hours and 40 minutes. We are going to be blown away with how much that they have spent. Okay. So far, they have spent $11 billion and are constructing 119 miles of track that is under active construction. Okay. And if you look as to how much it is going to cost, here we go. This is from the LA Times, by the way. Officials estimate it could cost about $35 billion to finish the first line from Bakersfield to Merced, and roughly $100 billion more to complete the route from Los Angeles to San Francisco. About $100 billion more than what was originally proposed years ago. Okay. And they apparently have no money. So me, just to let you in on what it is I do for a living, I drive for a living. So, well, that's the job I do now. I did other jobs in the past. But that's my job now. Okay. I've been over this whole country, and where I am now, I drive a lot, but put this into perspective here. The U.S. was able to build 47,000 miles of interstate road over 35 years. The cost of that, if we go right here, the initial cost was supposed to be $25 billion over 12 years. It ended up being $114 billion over 35 years. Let me get this straight, y'all. Somehow the government, the federal government, was able to build the equivalent of a 4-lane highway to wrap around the earth 2 times in 35 years. The government in California cannot build one high-speed rail, and it's been under construction, the equivalent of from Cleveland to slightly past Chicago. a little bit past Chicago. They've only built enough rail that's under active construction from Cleveland to Columbus, Ohio. Where is your money going, liberals? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I know where it's going. It's going to the bubble-headed mid-level government employee. And it's also going, unfortunately, to a lot of grifters who are screwing over the taxpayer there. And again, you as a taxpayer should actually be pretty pissed off because they are literally wasting your money. But let's go ahead and hop back on into this. So some way, somehow we were able, I wasn't alive. Well, I was alive for part of it. But we as a society were able to build 47,000 miles of road, including bridges, tunnels, etc., in 35 years. They have built not even 119 miles of rail in 17 years. Okay. Now, the reason why that happens, throw in the Avatar clip, because this, you essentially have a bunch of environmental and government regulation. Throw in the clip of Avatar.
Can't imagine.
You know what? You throw a stick in the air around here, it's going to land on some sacred fern, for Christ's sake.
That's exactly what they do. Okay. There is no reason. Ezra Klein on his podcast, he's part of the problem, by the way. Okay. He is part of the problem. He's one of these very intelligent liberals who thinks, oh, if we just get the right people in there, everything could be great. It's like as if he's never heard of like, I don't know, like what motivates human beings, like human nature. It's part good. Most of it's shit. Okay. And he's part of the problem. He's one of these folks that loves UBI, government spending, government regulation, all this kind of stuff. But now he's starting to see the error of his ways. And in my opinion, if he comes over to our side, he should be shunned for a little bit. Maybe have to have him, reflect on how it is he's part of the problem. And then we can get back to business here. But just recently, they had a fire there, right? And it was in large parts of California, but the Pacific Palisades had, I believe, hundreds of houses and hundreds of structures burned or damaged. This is from the Center Square. This is from just a few days ago. LA issues just 4 permits for rebuilding Pacific Palisades after 75 days. This is what historians will write about. Maybe it'll be the AI robots writing about it in the future. This is the bureaucratic rot that the left has done. Okay? You can't even get the stuff done and built. And if you ever were to read this article, the guy or woman had sent in all their stuff. The government lost it. Then he had to resubmit, and he's still waiting. Okay. So this is a bad business environment. It's a high tax environment. Also, the highest income tax rate in California, I believe, is 13%. And that doesn't kick in at millions of dollars. That I think kicks in at in the hundreds, if that, like in the hundred some $1,000. Ed and Marcus is going to have to find that for you and cut that in. Ed and Marcus here. As you can see, these are the tax rates. The highest rate is 12.3%, and it kicks in at 700,000, anywhere from 700,000 to 1.44 million. And if you're anywhere in the middle class, you're paying between 6% to 9.3% just in state taxes. But this is how many people this is from Wikipedia. This is how many people have also left California since 2010. Now, these are net domestic migration. So these are people who are native Californians. These aren't people coming in from, China, Japan, the Philippines, Mexico, Canada. These are like American citizens who lived in California. Over the past 14 years, going on almost 15 years, 2 million people have left out of the state. And then I wanted to look at the businesses. We have, since this is from the Center Square, since 2005, California Policy Center has identified 235 companies that have left California, with the greatest number, at least 64 leaving in 2021. This list is not exhaustive, but it has been a way to track the number of businesses leaving and the reasons they gave for doing so. Factors driving the California business exodus includes California's high tax burden, overregulation that strangles businesses of all sizes, poor public school performance, and ever-increasing cost of living. Okay, so we have businesses leaving. We have bureaucratic rot. We also have, I hate to say this, the average default liberal in California voted for all of this. Marcus, throw in the clip of Prop 47.
Yeah, Bria, good morning. Prop 47 is what voters passed 8 years ago to make retail theft a misdemeanor when someone steals anything under $950. Now, this is what some lawmakers believe is leading to an increase in crime.
So many years ago, we had, we're going to zoom in on me because we are just about done here. So you end up having Prop 47, which made stealing anything under $950 total a misdemeanor, which led to all kinds of smash and grabs, crime, all types of stuff. Marcus, this is going to be a small compilation. Throw in the clip of the smash and grabs that are happening that were happening in San Francisco. Throw that in.
Mobs of looters storming and ransacking high-end stores in the San Francisco area, and they appear to be organized. It happened 3 days in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here's video at Nordstrom where a wave of thieves struck at the same time. Police say it was clearly a planned event, and one store employee was even pepper sprayed.
It's a stunning sight. Thousands of packages stolen right off of trains. If your UPS or Amazon package hasn't arrived, it might be somewhere here in this mess, discarded on a Union Pacific Railroad track near downtown LA.
So as you can see, we have that, and I could have made that a 8-hour long video, okay, of all the smash and grabs. You also see that they robbed a train. This is unbelievable, right? I live in the heart of the country. Okay, you can call it the Midwest or the Northeast, whichever. We get shitty weather here, so just remember that. You would never, ever see a train looted here. Ever. It wouldn't even cross our minds. So we've had trains looted, smash and grabs. We have people doing street lockdowns where they just do donuts in the street. Ed and Marcus, find that, throw that in there.
And there were more than just dangerous donuts. Take a look. So this fight broke out around 1 this morning at Manchester Boulevard and Hooper Avenue after two cars collided. And in another car, a man is seen standing, waving two handguns. There was a large police presence there. When officers started to break things up, someone throws an illegal commercial firework. It's unknown if any arrests were made.
It's just a general lawlessness that liberals have stupidly say that these people have no agency and that it's society's fault for why they do the stuff that they do. And to put the hammer down on them would be either racist, sexist, classist, any of the S that you want to throw at it. Okay? If you as a society, make it to where law and order is optional, that is what you get. And if these people come to your state or to your city, if they don't change their ideals, they will turn your place into that. Okay. Really quick, on the way out of here, we're gonna play my guy Ben Shapiro. Now again, somebody, whoever watches this, is gonna be like, well, Ben Shapiro's a neocon. I'm not talking about his foreign policy. I'm talking just strictly about why it is he left California. You have all the homelessness. Now I'm gonna show you something really quick on the homelessness stuff. That's kind of crazy. So everybody gets on down for homelessness and Skid Row and everything. Mark, throw in the clip of Skid Row. By the way, Skid Row has been there since the 30s, probably even before that, but it was never like how it is or how it was as of just recently. Throw that in. And again, I also could have made this a 10-hour long video of just that. So you have homelessness in California. And again, this is what happens when, I hate to say this, this is what happens when bubble-headed liberal women and men vote and believe that them not holding somebody accountable or getting somebody off the streets is the best thing to do. So we are going to look here. This is from Wikipedia. And if you actually check the links, which I did, so some asshole out there can be like, oh, he's using Wikipedia. The information is from Housing and Urban Development, you dick. So from 2007 to 2023, California's homelessness population grew more than any other states, while the national homeless population decreased by 18% between 2010 and 2020. California's increased by 31%. When you ring the cowbell, people will come. Okay? They will. Okay? This trend continued from 2020 to 2022, when California's homelessness population grew by 6%, while the rest of the country saw an increase of less than 0.5. So, Marcus, throw in the clip of Ben Shapiro talking about why it is he left. He also left a lot because of homelessness. And again, leaving these people on the street is not helping them. You are not being empathetic. You're not being a good person by leaving these people on the street. You have to get them out of there. I'm sorry. And if that means you have to get cops in there to spray them with water after you ask them to move, and you either lock them up, you get them in an insane asylum, because as Adam Carolla said about the majority of the homeless people.
We're always talking about the homeless population and the unhoused population. We're talking about junkies, and we're talking about sociopaths, psychopaths, nut jobs, schizophrenics. Junkies live on the street, not homeless or the unhoused. I am now homeless. Everybody in Malibu is homeless. Everyone in the Palisades, homeless. Everyone in Santa Monica who's been told to leave either is not in their home or their home is burnt to the ground. So you have a whole bunch of homeless people now. Anybody sleeping on the streets? Anyone sleeping under a freeway overpass or in a refrigerator box on the sidewalk? No, they all went somewhere.
That's true. Okay. So Ben is going to take us on out of here. Most people, Joe Rogan and a ton of other businesses also feel the exact same way.
San Francisco's once bustling downtown streets still struggling to bounce back as retailers continue to flee.
The exodus continues.
A lot of retailers have been pulling out of the city.
In the past few weeks, Westfield announced it's giving up its prominent downtown mall location, while AT&T revealed it is closing its flagship store in the city. The hemorrhaging of businesses, a concerning post-pandemic trend for the city by the Bay.
These people come to your city, your town, your state, and they implement their policies. They will just spread. It's kind of like the alien, how the thing puts the thing in your chest and then it's like, oh God, I'm dead. And then next thing you know, you go to some damn space station and it's riddled with freaking, alien eggs. Okay, somebody has to blast them out the back of the exhaust port and also kick that damn cat or that little girl right out the thing too, so she doesn't spread it either. All right, see y'all in a week. Bye.
The city of Los Angeles deciding that they were going to cede the entire city to low-level criminality. They were not going to enforce the law. They were not going to keep the streets clean. They were not going to make it livable for me to allow my children to play outside of our front gate without adult supervision. Between them allowing the streets to become incredibly dirty and dangerous, because here's the reality. If I let my kids walk around the neighborhood, they will stumble across 2 open needles during the course of that walk, because the city has specifically told law enforcement they can't do anything about the rampant homelessness problem that has plagued Los Angeles. There are 66,000 homeless people in LA County. Every single underpass in LA has entire living facilities for homeless people. This is not, by the way, sympathy to the homeless, many of whom really need serious help. They are drug addicted or mentally ill, and the city has decided that in the name of freedom, they are going to allow the suburbs to be overrun by this homelessness problem that does affect people who are paying their taxes.